Hey guys, how are you doing? So right here we have the Garmin Venu 3 and the Amazfit Balance. So both watches are great choices if you're thinking about getting a smartwatch, but which one is actually better? Now that's what we're gonna find out today, and we will do a full comparison of these two watches. The very first thing that we have to talk about is the price difference, and this one is huge. Now the Venu 3 will come in at a price of 500 euros over here in Germany, and the Amazfit Balance is just half of the price with 250. And yes, the Garmin has more features, but let's find if it's worth the extra price. So let's start with the specs and the design. You can get the Garmin Venu 3 in two different sizes. You have the bigger 45mm version and the smaller Venu 3S with 41mm, but today we will focus on the bigger one. Now this one has a 1.4-inch AMOLED touch display with an always-on display mode, which is great but zaps a lot of your battery life. Now on the edges of the watch, the display curves a little bit towards the stainless steel bezel. We have a 22mm silicone strap with a quick release feature, and I do gotta say that the straps feel not as soft as the ones that you get on the Amazfit Balance. It feels pretty sturdy. Now, as we know from Garmin watches, the Venu 3 is water resistant up to 5 ATM, and we have corner Gorilla Glass for the display protection. Now on the side of the watch you will get 3 physical buttons, of which the middle one is customizable, and you can connect this one to any of your apps on your smartwatch. By default you will get to your recent apps and your voice assistant. The lower one takes it to your menu, and the upper one opens up your apps or the activities. Right here you can just swipe left and right to get to either one. Next, the Amazfit Balance. Now right here we have a large 46mm smartwatch with a 1.5-inch AMOLED touch display with a resolution of 480 by 480 pixel, plus the screen lights up with a peak of 1500 nits. Now the screen tumbles off a little bit towards the edges of the watch, but just very minimal. You get a classy looking smartwatch with a 22mm liquid silicone strap with a quick release feature. Now on the side of the watch you get 2 physical buttons, of which the upper crown is rotatable. Also, both buttons are customizable and you can hook them up to any of your applications, but by default you will get to your Alexa voice assistant and to your workouts. Overall, this watch weighs in at 35 grams without the strap and comes in the colors Sunset Gray and Midnight. You also have to know that both watches are compatible with iOS and Android smartphones. As for the battery life, the Venu 3 is great. There are only a few smartwatches that can compete with it. In the normal smartwatch mode you can get up to 14 days of battery life, and if you use the always on display mode, with some of your health tracking like the all-day SpO2 tracker, you can get still 4 days of battery life out of it. In the battery saving mode you can expect to get around 26 days and about 11 hours with the GPS and music, or 26 hours with just the GPS running. Also the Amazfit Balance lasts 14 days on normal usage without the always display mode. In the battery saving mode you can get around 25 days of battery, and it drops down to 5 days with the always display mode enabled, which is still great. Alright, next up let's head over to the GPS and the activity tracking. Now the GPS on both watches isn't bad at all, but still the Garmin Venu 3 is a lot better. Even though the lines are still a little shaky throughout the workout, but overall it is pretty much spot on and gets every curve that I'm taking. And the Balance sometimes has much bigger deviations and will lead you right through some houses every once in a while. So the clear winner right here is the more expensive Venu 3. Also when it comes to the activity tracking, the Garmin Venu 3 is a little bit better. Even though you don't have as many sport modes as on the Balance, but you pretty much have all of the basics covered. Plus on some workouts, you can even start specific trainings like interval workouts, quarter-mile sprints, and a few more depending on the exercise you are doing. Also you can customize the workout display on both watches with up to 4 different metrics. The health tracking is a little bit more interesting. Now both watches have a heart rate tracker, even though I would say that the Garmin Venu 3 is a lot more accurate, but they will also give you some alerts when you have high and very low heart rates. There is a stress and SpO2 tracker on both, and of course you get the usual sleep tracker. Right here the Amazfit Balance has the Zepp Aura, which will cost you 70 euros a year, and this one is like an add-on to your normal sleep tracker to give you some more insights. And the Garmin Venu 3 has a sleep coach, which is also an add-on, but this one tells you how much you should sleep in the next night based on your different health metrics and past sleeps. On the Venu 3 you also get the usual body battery, and on the Balance you get the readiness app, which will both tell you how ready you are for the day, but on the Garmin you'll also get to see what fills your battery up and what is draining it. Now the Balance also has a body scanner, which will tell you things like your BMI, BMR, body water, fat mass, and a few more stats, But the main part why I would choose the Garmin Venu 3 is that it has the slight advantage in the heart rate tracking. Now up to the smart features, and let's first see what they have in common. So both have a mic and a speaker, which means you get a phone feature and you can start and receive calls right on the watch. Now there's a voice assistant, it is Alexa for the Balance, and the Garmin will use the one that you have on your smartphone. So it's a bit more versatile. You get the standards like a calendar, a timer, a stopwatch, a weather app, and a music player, and this is the first big difference. On the Balance, you get no music streaming apps, which means it's hard to get music on this watch. Now on the Garmin Venu 3, you can download Spotify, Amazon, and Deezer, and from over there, you can download all of your favorite playlists, tracks, and podcasts right to the watch. Just be aware that you need a Spotify premium account to do so. Also, notifications is a thing. Now on both watches, you will of course receive all of your notifications, but on the Balance, you can only reply with quick reply options, which you can customize in the Zap app. But on the Garmin Venu 3, you can actually write your own text and look at pictures if someone sends you some, but both watches have to be connected to an Android smartphone in order to work. Now if it comes to the watch faces, I think that the ones that you get on the Balance look a lot better as they are more colorful and playful, but at least both come with customization options, and you can change your background color, you can change the data and the style, and you can even use some of your own pictures from your smartphone and use them as a background. And guys, there we have it. So as expected, the Garmin Venu 3 is a lot better in every way, but is it actually worth the extra 250 euros? I think yes. Just a Spotify and notification reply are super worth. Then you get a better heart rate tracker and a better GPS. So if I would have the money, I would definitely go for the Venu 3. By the way, I will leave the links to the products down below in the description. And guys, there we have it. Now I also cover both of these watches in separate videos. Just click right here to get right to them. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.